I'm your good buddy Oso Blanco Fabuloso, and I'm sitting here with
Q.
That's right, and we are going to let you know who is coming up. We're going to start with Toronto Men's Roller Derby. We've got number 100, that's Pink Slamonade. 101, Potty Mouth. 11 is Billy the Kid. 1, 2, 3, 4, Street Fight Manifesto. 1-3 is Low Blow. 132, Arnold Bacon and Egger. 137, Death Ray. 151, that's Biff Malibu. 1528, Just Terra. Number 17 is Kitty. 1983 is Yup Jub. 210, Boxcar. 222, Spencer Sleep. 513, Shred Flanders. 5139 is Arm & Hammer. 52 is Sid Happens. And, of course, the 888, Senior Wiener.
And for Montreal Men's Roller Derby, the Le Mont Royal. Number 1023, Road Kale. Number 12, Toad de Souillet. Number 174, Ronce Gale. Number 176, Puriville. Number 18, Patatatao. Number 19, Gentle Stan. 42, Luke Ness Monster. Number 50, and the captain this morning, is Buddy Ollie. Number 514, Grolock. Number 53, Fred Astaire. Number 6502, Grimlock. Number 76, Tony Phoenix. Number 7804, Viking Size. Number 85, Zombie Boy. And number 88, Tiny Fury.
All right, we've got the first men's games coming up now. It is Toronto versus Montreal.
Montreal is in red.
And Toronto, they are in white. This is an interesting grudge match. If you know anything about Canadians, you know, Montreal versus basically everybody else. This could get entertaining.
It should be entertaining anyways because both of these teams are extremely fantabulous at what they do. They've been very strong each time I've seen them. And Battle of Bunker Hill just wouldn't be the same without our Canadian teams here.
All right, looks like we've got about 30 seconds left. Should be getting those teams out any moment. Let's see, we've got Go TMRD, yeah. And, oh, way to go both teams.
We're just looking for some good derby action here.
Is someone somewhere posting the scores? I don't know, but I would check the Battle of Bunker Hill Facebook page and see if they're putting the scores up there. I am not, so that's where I would check. And get hands on my phone. Sorry, we're looking at the chat boxes as well. We love chatting with you over this chat box. So please send us your questions, send us your info. We're happy to interact with you. Well, at least I am. Q's a little off. Q doesn't like people all that much. But I think we're going to be okay.
I will ask this. If I do happen to mispronounce one of the French names, please let me know. It is by complete accident. I speak a little bit of French, but I'll be honest, it is very second grade level.
And if I pronounce any of the names, don't even worry about it. It's all good. We've got Toronto Roller Derby with Death Ray and Montreal Roller Derby with Viking Size. It is the first jam of the game.
Starting out in a scrum pack, it is still at the pivot line. Both jammers bouncing back and forth between the inside and outside line. However, it is Death Ray at the front of the pack there. Looks like they got 3 blockers to beat.
Yeah, Viking Size at the back, number 7804. Just digging in with that shoulder, trying to get between those two. And it is the unstoppable force versus the immovable objects. Oh, Death Ray able to get out first. Santa Vaca, number 137. D-Ray, number 137. And it looks like 3 points. 3 points, Toronto Roller Derby. As they say, striking first blood, so go ahead and mark that off. your roller derby bingo.
Senior Wiener coming up to the line now. Facing off against, it's like 42. That is Luke Ness Monster. Senior Wiener fighting on that outside line first, but then jumps to the inside.
Oh!
One blocker to beat and picks up lead jammer status.
Jeez Louise, the 888 coming back around into turn one like a hurricane. A nice little twist around, calls it off.
4 points being put up on the board for Toronto. That's going to increase their lead to 7 points.
Wow, Montreal, Mount Royal's goose egg so far.
But it is still very, very early. We're only moving into jam number 3 now as Tiny Fury coming up to the line for Montreal.
I was honestly hoping to see 888 versus 888. Hopefully we're going to see that in the jammer lineup soon. We've got number 151, Biff Malibu, wearing that star for the Toronto Roller Derby and already out of the pack and lead jammer. Tiny Fury recycled into turn 4.
Toronto currently just dominating with lead jammer status. That is the 3rd in a row.
Wow, okay. Toronto Roller Derby getting another point on the board, bringing them up to 12. Montreal slowing them down, but still at 0.
Montreal is doing a very good job right now of making sure that there are no multi-scoring passes, however. And that could definitely be a benefit later on in this game.
Yep, we've been seeing a lot of that with people just getting that one pass, getting those 4 points, doing the classic hit it and quit it, if you will.
Yep.
But we've got D-Ray once again out there versus Gentle Stan. Gentle Stan on the inside. A hop, a skip, a jump, and D-Ray made it out first. Wifo indicating that.
But both jammers were just absolutely neck and neck. D-Ray deciding to call that off. 0-0 jam.
That was a good call. Nothing. There was nothing to be gained on that one.
Nope. Senior Wiener coming back up to the line and facing off against Viking Size. Viking Size, if you have not seen that beard, absolutely phenomenal.
It inspires jealousy.
It really does. I thought I had a decent beard, but
I know, right?
I am in absolute awe.
You see that, you just feel like less of a man, I tell you. Santa Vaca Viking Size falls out of the pack first. Takes lead jammer.
But Senior Wiener was a good half track up. Decides to make sure that calls off before Senior Wiener able to put up any more points.
Yeah, it looked like Viking Size didn't even see it happen, and then realized, oh my heck, I'm that far behind. Just had to shut it down.
So Biff coming back up on the line now for Toronto, and looks like going to be facing off against 42 Luke Ness Monster for Montreal. Both jammers deciding to try that inside line first and then juke to the outside. Biff working the front of the pack with one more blocker to beat, able to pick up lead jammer status for Toronto.
Biff coming back around to turn 1. Luke Ness Monster still on the initial pass with Star Silk in hand. Looks like 3 points on a no pass, no penalty there for Biff Malibu. Oh, nice little hop on the inside. That's your 4 points. Bring it up to 19 so far.
Pat currently sitting at the top of the apex between turns 1 and 2. And Biff Malibu is not looking like he's going to slow down. Oh, and as I say that, of course, decides to call it off. No more points being assessed on that jam, so it will end 11-0 in favor of Toronto, bringing their total to 23 points.
Wow, going into Jam 7, Montreal still stuck at 0.
But Toronto not really building up a massive lead right now, even though they have had lead jammer status pretty much each time. Looks like some track maintenance going to be going on real quick.
Oops.
And to let you know, Tiny Fury number 88 is going to be up on the line for Montreal, facing off against 137 D-Ray for Toronto.
Oh, looks like they're doing a little bit of track maintenance out there. Yeah, Horgan Arena has always been an interesting place to play roller derby. The first time I was out here for all 8 on the floor, it was Rosin Fest. Literally between jams, they were out there with buckets of rosin, putting rosin down on the track. It became almost foggy inside. It was amazing.
Oh, I remember there was a Dust Devil tournament I went to in Tucson one time. I was still a fan at that point. But
yeah.
The track was so slick they had to put down Sprite.
Oh!
In order to get that nice sugar stickiness on the track. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
D-Ray able to pick up lead jammer status for Toronto. We are back to the action.
Ooh, Tiny Fury makes it out of the pack, and D-Ray calls it off.
4 additional points being put up on the board, 27-0, with just about 23 minutes remaining in the half.
Ooh. This could get entertaining, my friends. We've got the 888. That's Senior Wiener. Taking on Gentle Star. That's number 19. I have to say, I really like the Montreal Star Silk there. It's very shiny.
It is. I'll be honest, I really like Montreal's uniform in total.
Absolutely.
I like the red and blue.
Oh, my heck. Gentle Stan gets out first. Oh, but Senior Wiener hot on their heels.
I do believe that was the first lead jammer status that Montreal has been able to get. But again, the Toronto Jammers are just so fast at being able to break out of the pack. He had to wisely call that off because it just would have been no change to the differential whatsoever.
Absolutely.
They were so close. Toronto deciding to put Senior Wiener up on the line again. 2 in a row.
That's a 7804. That's Viking size. Oh, Senior Wiener taking lead jammer. Viking size hot on their heels.
Viking size picking up a little speed on the straightaway, but Senior Wiener re-engages the pack and calls it off. Looks like 2 more points being put up on the board for Toronto. Woo! Starting to close in on 30 points total. So Toronto 29, Montreal 0, with about 21 minutes remaining in the half.
Just going into jam 10. Wow.
Looks like a timeout was called by Montreal. Take a couple minutes there to talk some strategery. So just so you know, I mean, you guys are watching this on Twitch. Make sure you follow Nerd Derby for not only to help him out, but to make sure you can catch up on all the previous games, not only for Bob H., but for each of the tournaments that have gone on, sponsored by Nerd Derby and run by their production staff, have been doing an outstanding job this season. Nerd Derby has been at 4 or 5 different tournaments so far this season.
Literally counting how many right now.
Lobster Roll, Battle of the All-Stars, La Foi du Nord, Coastal Chaos, yep.
Yeah, Nerd Derby, a seriously professional setup and something to be envious of. We've got an amazing setup here, and we could not do it without them. Absolutely spectacular.
So we are back to the action. Biff Malibu taking the line for Toronto, facing off against Luke Nessmonster from Montreal.
Oh, Luke Nessmonster knocked to the outside and getting recycled. Biff Malibu making it through. Oh,
man. A
man.
lot of hits there, though.
Whoa.
Biff did not have an easy time of that whatsoever.
Jeez.
Penalty box is currently empty, so no pack advantage. big offensive help there coming up by number 5139. 5139, that is Armand Hammer.
Oh!
And speaking of big hits there, number 222, Spencer Sleep, sent to the penalty box for that massive hit at turn number 3. And not just Nerd Derby, if you are interested, the sponsor for Nerd Derby is Sociopath. So make sure you go to sociopath.com and check that out. That is S-E-W, Sociopath.
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 As in a needle pulling thread. Sociopath.
And I refuse to start singing. I just remember my choir days. So a needle pulling thread.
All right, jam number 11, we've got D-Ray and Tiny Fury. Tiny Fury, number 88, at the back of the pack. D-Ray already out and coming around to score some points. The penalty box filling up. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 skaters in the penalty box.
Oh, and I got to give a quick shout out to Armand Hammer there because he was able to push a line on that inside for D-Ray to cut through. Toronto doing an outstanding job here right now. Montreal doing a very good job as well.
Oh my heck. Have another 4 points there, D-Ray, bringing them up to 12. D-Ray going for another 4.
Montreal now taking a second to kind of clump back up. They were getting spread out. I think that'll definitely work in their favor now.
All right, D-Ray now at 16 points, going for another 4. Going to get that 20.
And a star pass to Zombie Boy. However, the jam is called off before they can get any points on the board. Toronto with another 4 points being assessed right now. Looks like you are correct, full 20-point jam.
Ooh. That's the highest scoring jam so far, going into jam 12.
I believe it actually ties the highest jam of the tournament so far as well. I don't think we've seen anything over 20 yet. Gentle Stan and Senior Wiener up on the line.
Senior Wiener almost out of the pack, just trying to get past a couple more. And just like that, that's a lead jammer for Toronto. Pack reforming out at turn 2. Senior Wiener coming back in. Oh, taking that outside line, grabbing 4 uncontested points. Just like that, they're up to 55. We're going into Lucky Jam 13, where all the wackiness happens.
And I'll tell you, a lot of those last 4 points was actually Spencer Sleep there. Did a very good job of holding off all those Montreal blockers, pushing them towards the inside and opening that outside lane. Senior Wiener just able to scoot through for those last 4 points without being hit at all.
Really getting some good offense there.
Yep.
You've got to have that mix. It cannot be all defense. It's Biff Malibu and Viking Size. Viking Size up front. This is Jam 13. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Viking Size out of the pack first, and lead jammer coming back around, hoping to score them points.
And again, that is the second lead jammer status that Montreal has had.
Oh, and the first
pass.
points.
Here we go.
That's
4
4
points
on the board. I told you, Jam 13. This is when it all turns around. We're in the upside down now.
Viking Size is not looking to slow down at all. Wisely recycles himself as he tried that quick little apex hop. Skate landed inside.
Oh, there we go. 8 points so far. Toronto stuck at 0. There is not a power jam, in case you're wondering. Biff Malibu now has gotten through the initial pass. Viking Size calling it off. And that's 12 points. 12 points on the board. That is the highest scoring jam for Montreal and the first scoring jam for Montreal. Like I said, Lucky Jam 13.
Outstanding momentum change. We'll see if Montreal can continue this momentum change in their favor. Luke Ness Monster coming up to the line, skating off against number 137. That is D-Ray.
Oh, D-Ray trying to just hop, skip, and jump along the outside. Gets recycled.
Luke Nesmonster showing a lot of patience there right at the get-go, who just heard the whistle and waited about 3 seconds before moving at all. All the defenders had started moving out of the way.
Oh, two in a row.
And worked in his favor as Luke Nesmonster able to pick up lead jammer status for Montreal.
Nicely done. D-Ray hot on their heels. There you go. A little hit it and quit it, as they say. That's 2 points on the board. Toronto goose egg for the second time. Montreal up to 14. Could this be the turnaround? Could this be the momentum that they need to get that foothold in?
Well, they're doing exactly what they need to do.
Oh.
They get out quick.
Sorry, this is what I've been waiting for. 88 versus 888. Tiny Fury taking on Senior Wiener.
The battle of the 88888.
Right? Whatever's going to happen, it's going to be toll free. Okay, that was
Senior
bad.
Wiener out first, but Tiny Fury right behind him. So 888 followed by 88.
Senior Wiener grabbing 4 points, bringing them up to 49. Montreal unable to grab a point that time.
But again, had to call it off because Tiny Fury was right there about to start scoring points. Both teams right now doing a very good job of making sure when they do get lead jammer, getting those quick points and calling it off.
Yep.
Making sure everything goes to the differential. D-Ray up on the line, facing off against Gentle Stan.
The penalty box is empty. Everybody's out on the track.
D-Ray right on that inside line. Single skate picks up lead jammer status.
D-Ray back in the pack, swinging from the inside to the outside. Unable to get through, got recycled. We're still looking for Gentle Stan to get through on that initial pass. D-Ray with 4 points.
Sleep is all over the place today, though. Has recycled Gentle Stan at least 3 times in this jam.
Whoa.
Just absolutely dominating the defensive side of the house for Toronto.
That was 3 points, no pass, no penalty on that one. Bringing Toronto roller derby up to 66.
Viking size, though, back up on the line for Montreal. Going to try to stop this momentum swing back in Toronto's favor. Montreal doing a very good job right now and hope that the momentum can start swinging.
D-Ray taking the inside line. Wow, just on one. I'm sorry, that was Biff Malibu. Excuse me. I got so excited about D-Ray there for a second. Viking size still on the initial.
Tell you, that was a beautiful move on the inside, too. Just very low, balanced, right on the line. Skate didn't go over at all.
Absolutely
Beautiful,
glorious.
Move. Outstanding track awareness.
That's number 100, Pink Slamonade in the penalty box now. Toronto down 1 skater. That's not slowing down Biff Malibu. 70 points on the board.
And a quick star stash as Viking size has also broken through the pack. But Biff decides to call it off wisely. Looks like no more points going to be assessed on that jam, so a 4-0 jam in favor of Toronto. Current score 70-14, moving into jam number 18. We've got about 11 and a half minutes left in the game. And we're going to have a battle of the eights here again shortly as Tiny Fury facing off against Senior Wiener.
Yeah, Toronto also has 2 skaters, including their pivot, Pink Slamonade, in the penalty box. And it looks like we are on an official timeout, or is that an official review? It's one of those. Whatever it is,
like
it's official.
Timeout.
I know it's official. That's all I know. That's all I know.
And would like to give a quick shout out to one of Bob H's sponsors, and that is Monster Energy Drinks. They donated a few cases of energy drinks, something I really didn't need because now my mouth will not stop. And I apologize for saying that as you took a drink.
That's okay. That's okay. It's all good. Yeah, so we're all a bit wired here today. But it's long days, so it works out. It is the Battle of the Eights, 88. Tiny Fury, Senior Wiener, number 70. At 70 points. Senior Wiener gets out first.
And has re-engaged the pack at the top of the apex between turn 1 and 2. Broken through on the scoring pass, picks up 4 points, and tells his pack to speed up. Was hoping they would speed up so he could kind of drain the penalty time there a bit. However, it looks like Tiny Fury started catching up, so he decided to call it off. Differential in this is more important than clearing the penalty box. One blocker is still in the penalty box, and that is Spencer Sleep. So it will be a 3-4 pack advantage in favor of Montreal.
Oh, we're getting an official review. Always a good time. Well, this has been interesting. We're 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes left. 74 points. 17 points for Montreal. I tell you, Toronto's just getting out there first, and it seems like they're really working their offense and their defense in proper proportions.
And they're very quick in making sure that once the offensive help has helped out enough that their jammer is through, immediately switching back to defense.
Completely.
You know, and I don't want to bring anything away from Montreal, because one of the things that Montreal, even though Toronto is getting their jammer out first, once that happens, their defense has been locking down pretty much almost immediately as well.
Absolutely.
I think if Montreal is able to slow down a little bit and start getting those whistle defense right off the bat, they'll be in a much better position.
We're going to see what comes of this official review. Let's see, D-Ray so far with 20, the high-scoring jam with 20 points so far. 20 of those 74 points. Jeez. Men's roller derby, it gets brutal out there.
Very much so, some seriously big hits.
And that's why I sit at the announcer's table, where it's safe.
We've actually seen some very clean but hard-hitting derby so far today in all 3 games. By the way, if you are just joining us now for Battle of Bunker Hill 2019, the games you missed, I definitely recommend you go back and watch at some point. Game 1 was Providence against Muddy River. Game 2 was Maine against Twin State. Both games were absolutely out of this world. In fact, Game 2, we went into halftime at an 83-83 tie.
Right? That was amazing.
There were so many times where it was literally just a 1-point differential for 10 to 15 minutes at a time. These are games you definitely want to go back and watch. If you are not a member of Twitch, but you are a member of Amazon Prime, you can also get a free membership to Twitch. Make sure you check out Nerd Derby. Again, if you are a member of Amazon Prime, that means you can pick up Twitch. Come on.
There
you might
you
as
go.
well do it.
Might as well.
There you go. There is the link. Go ahead. No cost. D-Ray up on the line, going to be facing off against 42. Luke Ness Monster from Montreal.
So where are our Canadians on the chat? I thought we had some Canadians there earlier. I'd really like to hear from our Canadians what they think of this bout. Oh, just a standoff there.
Just shoulder to shoulder. Neither one wanted to move. But Luke Ness Monster able to break through first. Lead jammer status for Montreal. Luke very, very quick out in the open, re-engages the pack at turn number 1, attempts an apex jump but is pushed to the inside, decides to call it off, unable to pick up any points in that jam, so 0-0. Toronto Roller Derby 74, Montreal Roller Derby 14 with about 9.5 minutes remaining in the game. Oh, I'm sorry, in the half.
All right, so it looked like that official review, there was a scoring issue. There was a skater out of bound, and they got points, and it looked like that point was removed. So, my apologies, it was Montreal retained their official review.
So 2 more points being put up on the board for Toronto on that jam before it gets called off. The Viking size heading back up to the line for Montreal, going to be facing off against Senior Wiener, number 888.
Senior Wiener. Oh.
And looks like an official timeout now as a couple of the referees are now speaking. Looks like possibly another scoring issue taking place. We'll see what this correction is here in a second.
WIFO came up, and looks like we're going to be back to the action. There we go. 5 seconds have been called. Senior Wiener, Viking size. Viking size busting out of that pack first.
Senior Wiener, though, is also speedy right on Viking's tail. Both jammers now speeding up. Senior Wiener starting to catch up.
Oh!
Both with an apex hop right as it's being called off. And it looks like 4 points going to both jammers on that.
Oh!
That was absolutely incredible. Both jammers were so fast on that, jumped almost identically. One landing just half a heartbeat behind the next.
That was incredible. 78-18. Wow. Did we get that on the instant replay? Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
Bingo, boom shakalaka. We are back to it. We've got Death Ray and Tiny Fury. Tiny Fury trying to find a way through that pack. D-Ray, oh!
Tries that outside line, but gets pushed out of bounds.
Tiny Fury, oh, that's it. No pass, no penalty there.
So not lead jammer, but now in scoring position. As Tiny Fury has two blockers to beat now.
Tiny Fury needed to take advantage of that size to get through.
D-Ray through immediately calls it off. However, Tiny Fury, because he was able to break through first, picking up 3 more points for Montreal.
Tiny Fury with an interesting advantage against those giant blockers. It's one of the things I love about roller derby. It doesn't matter what size you are, you have an advantage on the track.
Oh, and they were just flying around very, very jukey.
Biff Malibu and Luke Ness Monster at it again. Number 42, the answer to everything.
Both jammers, quick recycle back.
Oh, Luke Ness Monster getting recycled once again. Seeing an open line, and boom, that's what we're talking about. Montreal with lead jammer. Coming back around the pack, repositioning itself right outside of turn 2.
Pack starting to speed up just a little bit, getting a little spread out. Luke engages, calls it off mid-air. Looks like 1 more point being put up on the board for Montreal.
Yeah, tried to take advantage of that messy pack where everybody was just trying to get into position, and that's a good spot for a jammer because then they can duck, dodge, weave, and dodge through that pack. But 1 point is 1 point.
Every point counts. Gentle stand up on the line for Montreal, facing off against Senior Wiener for Toronto.
Jam 24 with about 5 minutes left.
Senior Wiener able to break through first, picking up lead jammer status for Toronto.
Senior Wiener on the outside, hitting that pack. Almost through. Had to stop it. Looks like 2 points. Nope, my apologies. 3 points in the air. Bring him up to 81. Viking size up against D-Ray once again. And they're already getting in position. They're right next to each other. Viking size waiting for D-Ray to make that move. Both jammers pushing into the Montreal defense.
And it looked like what D-Ray was doing was trying to wait for a hole to open up for Viking, and then he was going to take that hole instead.
Oh.
Just like that, picks
Just
up
like
lead
that.
jammer status. Viking size pushed to the outside, recycled back to turn number 2. Meanwhile, D-Ray has re-engaged the pack and has broken through at turn number 3, putting up an additional 4 more points.
Viking size out of the pack, now on the scoring pass. D-Ray knowing just a couple of skaters. Oh, knowing all they had to do was pass a couple of skaters and they'd be all set. And it looks like that's what happened. 7 points.
So
Bringing Toronto.
88, sorry?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
So 88-22, we've got about 3 minutes left in the half. Moving into jam number 26. Very fast moving jams right now.
Crazy 88 taking on it's Tiny Fury, the crazy 88.
Facing off against Biff
Biff
Malibu.
Malibu. All right, Tiny Fury up in front. Who is going to get through first? Tiny Fury just needs to get past one more. That's how you do it. Tiny Fury grabbing lead jammer by the horns. Coming back around. That pack isn't even into turn 1 yet. Oh, on the outside, gets knocked down.
Spencer Sleeve attempted a big hit there, but just missed Tiny Fury. Tiny Fury so fast.
Oh no, Tiny Fury getting sent to the penalty box. Santa Vaca, Biff Malibu on a power jam, and this jam's going the full 2 minutes. That's right, the full 2 minutes. You can mark that off of your Derby Bingo scorecard.
Quick spinning apex hop there by Biff Malibu. Able to put up another 4 more points for Toronto. Pack has all but stopped at turn number 2 as they were awaiting the release of Tiny Fury, who is now out of the penalty box and has re-engaged. Not the best vantage from where I am sitting of what's going on.
Oh,
there we go. Camera shot.
There we go. Oh, Tiny Fury on the inside, busts out of the pack. That's 4 points on the board for Tiny Fury. We've got less than 10 seconds left in this jam. Nobody can call this off.
They are just so quick and jukey.
2,
Fury
1.
back in the pack, 1 blocker to beat.
Woo.
Natural conclusion. Looks like
oh, sorry, go ahead.
they were able to pick up 3 more points on that.
Toronto Roller Derby hitting that century mark with those 12 big points. 7 points that time for Montreal. What's that? Is that Rocky Gomez, 1920? Your partner used to be on TMRD, so the Canadian, this Canadian has been busy giving them updates. thank you very much for giving them updates. Man, retail does suck. Boy, that's fun. But remember, you can always watch it on your phone or your portable device. And yeah, just watch it in the bathroom. You're all set. Burn through that data plan. Nobody cares. Just hook up to Wi-Fi.
Luke Ness Monster and Senior Wiener out at the action. Looks like it was called off after Toronto successfully putting 3 more points up on the board.
Oh, and that's it. Intermission. Oh, Rocio. My apologies, Rocio. The eyes aren't as good as they used to be. What can I say? All right, my friend. Oh, no, looks like we've got an official timeout, so we are not going into halftime just yet. Toronto Roller Derby at 103, Montreal Roller Derby at 29. I think we're going to get one more jam. Nope, maybe not.
We'll discuss it at halftime and probably get back to us after that.
And that's the end. Okay, we're going to see you all in about 15 minutes. Come on back for more Derby action.
So real quick, we got less than a minute before we get back to the action now. Just to update anybody who has been trying to track the penalties but has been unable to. Very evenly matched on the penalties. Very clean game so far. No skater with more than 3 penalties. And I think it was like 12 to 13 penalties. So very even.
Yeah.
Really no big score there. The difference lies, however, in lead jammer status. Toronto has picked up lead jammer status about 88% of the time.
Woo! Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and it definitely shows in the score. However, Montreal has been doing a decent job so far of making sure that even though they've been picking up lead jammers, Toronto's been picking up lead jammer status. Montreal's been doing a fairly decent job of making sure that's only 1 scoring pass.
Fair.
But unfortunately, those have usually been 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
That differential, as you can see on the scoreboard, again, it is 103 to 29. Those points, those 4 points at a time, if you can't hit 1 or 2 as well, really start adding up quickly.
And that's the tail of the tape, man. You hit it, you quit it, you grab those 4 points and take that ball and go home. You do that enough times, you can win this thing.
So we are going to start the second half of action. Toronto is putting up Senior Wiener. Montreal is putting up Gentle Stan.
Ooh, facing off against each other. Gentle Stan locking eyes like he's locking eyes with the bull, but Senior Wiener able to charge right past and grab lead jammer.
Gentle Stan attempts the same inside line, however, is pushed to the inside, gets recycled back. Senior Wiener decides to call that off. Again, 4-0 differential. That is going to bring them up to 107 points.
It's going to be a story about who can get out there faster and who can grab those first 4 points.
D-Ray coming up to the line for Toronto. Going to be facing off against number 42. That is Luke Ness Monster.
D-Ray starts by pushing on Luke Ness Monster. Luke Ness Monster bopping to the inside. Defense headed by Pink Slamonade up front. Luke went to the left, went to the right, decided to go right up the middle, and oh, big hit on Pink Slamonade. Santa Vaca, that one hurt. D-Ray lead jammer. Luke Ness Monster hot on their heels.
Couple skaters a little slow to get up after that massive hit, but no injuries, thankfully.
Both teams 4 points. D-Ray looks like a slight change in attitude. Not as fast to hit it and quit it. Either that or they just didn't realize that Luke Ness Monster had gotten out.
That is called off with a 4-4 jam. Toronto Roller Derby 111, Montreal 33 with 28 minutes remaining in the game. Gentle Stan up on the line for Montreal, facing off against Biff Malibu.
Oh! Gentle Stan up at the front. Oh, now recycled to the back. Biff Malibu also getting recycled to the back. No cuts, no butts, no interrupts. Get to the back of the line. Gentle stand, almost through. That's how you do it. Gentle stand, grabbing lead jammer, coming back around on that scoring pass.
The ability to keep his balance there was just incredible.
Whoa! Nicely done, slipping right through there for 4 more points. Montreal coming back.
And a star pass now to Spencer Sleep, who has already been all over the track in just about every facet. Now dons the star, but it is called off before he can get any points. 1 more point being assessed for Montreal, so that is a 5-point jam in their favor. For those of you curious, the next game coming up is going to be at 3 o'clock, and that is Mohawk Valley going to be taking on Maelstrom. They are our hosts for this tournament as well. Again, that is at 3 o'clock.
All right, for the first time, we've got Zombie Boy wearing the star for Montreal, going against the 888 Senior Wiener. Senior Wiener making out of the pack first. Zombie Boy, oh, big hit, just going right over the defense.
I do believe this is the first time that Zombie Boy has worn the jammer cover right from the get-go.
I believe you are correct.
Received the star once as the pivot.
Zombie Boy recycled in back to turn 3.
Senior Wiener with a giant hit off that block, putting up an additional 4 more points for Toronto.
Oh, Senior Wiener just shoving right through, taking another 4 points. That's 12 points on the board, I believe. There it is, bringing them up to 123.
Senior Wiener with another incredible apex jump, putting up 4 more points.
All right, there, Senior Wiener's at 16, trying to tie D-Ray there with 20. There's your 20 points.
Doesn't look like he wants to stop anytime soon, so it looks like this is going to be the highest scoring jam of the tournament so far.
Wop babaloo bam balop bamboo with 25 seconds left. 24 points. Senior Wiener now taking the lead for the highest scoring jam. 24 points. Santa Vaca.
Luke Nessmonster coming back up to the line for Montreal. Going to be facing off against D-Ray.
Looks like both teams have 1 skater in the penalty box. We've got Buddy Oil up on the scoreboard, but I'm pretty sure that's Luke Ness Monster up there for Montreal. D-Ray out of the pack first and lead jammer.
He might be out of the pack first, but it took a good 20 seconds to do so.
Woo. Oh, making up for lost time, sliding right past that pack. D-Ray coming back around, seeing if he can get 4 more points.
Luke with a star stash, able to break through on the initial pass. So now is in scoring position. However, the jam getting called off as soon as that occurs. So 8 points being put up for Toronto. Little over 23 and a half minutes remaining in the game. Toronto 143, Montreal 38.
Biff Malibu and Gentle Stan wearing the stars this time. So it's not Buddy Oil, it's Buddy Ollie. Because we all like Buddy Ollie.
Buddy
And
Ollie.
dress like Mary Tyler Moore. Well, I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that. Because we're back with Biff Malibu and Gentle Stan.
Classic.
I try. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you how trying I am.
And we are back to the action again. Biff Malibu and Gentle Stan.
Oh, Gentle Stan with a track cut. We've got ourselves a little jammer do-si-do there. I don't think anybody has taken lead jammer yet.
But I don't think anybody can because they were both in the penalty box.
Coming back around, Biff Malibu getting recycled on the power jam, coming into turn 3, made it through. No, oh. Gentle Stan back out on the track. Both jammers coming into turn 3. Whoa, Biff Malibu taking it on one skate.
Looked like he was about to jump that apex and realized he didn't need to, just had to keep his balance.
Gentle Stan also taking that jump. We're going the full 2 minutes, my friends, with 34 seconds left on the clock.
And that big hit was brought to you by Patatao.
Another 4 points going up for Montreal, another 4 points for Toronto.
Again, this will go the full 2 minutes, so jammers are trying to match at this point. Gentle Stan trying to do what he can to come out on top.
8-8 so far. Oh, no, we're heading up to 12-8.
Gentle Stan trying to get through the pack one more time.
Ooh.
Looks like unable to do so, so that is going to be a 12-8 jam in favor of Toronto.
That was a tough one, and I saw a track cut being assessed at the very end. Looking to see who's hitting the penalty box.
Looks like maybe number 514, that is Grola.
And that is not their jammer. Senior Wiener taking on 85. That's Zombie Boy.
Little bit of a pile up.
Oh, Senior Wiener making it out once again.
Senior Wiener has just been absolutely dominating, not just in this game, but I mean, even last year, thinking back to pretty much every time I've seen him skate. Very, very strong jammer.
It's just a force to be reckoned with. You put Senior Wiener on skates, and there's just no stopping him. It's insane.
Take him off skates, and I know he can run past some security, too.
Coming back around, Senior Wiener hitting that pack. We're in turn 2. Montreal forming up a good defense there.
Very strong defense, really holding Senior Wiener back there.
Oh, Toronto trying to spread out that pack.
Good bridge by Montreal.
Oh, Buddy Ollie up front. The last line of defense. Oh, look at that.
Oh my God, Spencer Sleep just comes out of nowhere with a monster offensive hit.
Oh, jeez. Just like that. Wow, 7 points that time for Toronto, bringing them up to 162. We're going into Jam 8.
But again, an outstanding job by Montreal, and as you said, that one-on-one blocking at the end by Buddy Ollie until, Spencer came through and Sleep just, cleared it out.
No
Buddy
kidding.
Ollie was doing a phenomenal job of holding Senior Wiener back. Basically all the way from turn number 2 to turn number 3.
Oh, that's Montreal calling that team timeout. Montreal taking a couple minutes to reassess and hopefully regroup. I'd really like to see them have a second half just rebound. I want to see them come back. I want to see them come back hard.
Completely agree. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I see Viking Size no longer in uniform. Might be sitting the rest of this game out. Not sure why. But it also looks like Tiny Fury might be out for this half as well.
Oh, that's going to really hurt their jam lineup.
It's an interesting strategy. I wonder if they're trying to save them for later games in the tournament.
It very well could be. All right, we've got D-Ray out there, already the lead jammer. Montreal starting with 2 skaters in the penalty box, including Zombie Boy, their jammer. D-Ray coming back in. A quick juke around the defense. That's another 4 points, bringing them up to 8 so far.
Boxcar drawing all the way back at the bottom of this apex between turn 3 and 4.
Oh man, Zombie Boy back out on the track, unable to get any points that time. One more point, bringing him up to lucky 13 on that one, and 175. Ho ho!
Biff Malibu coming back to the line for Toronto, going to be facing off against Luke Ness Monster, number 42.
And the penalty box is cleared, so everybody's on this track. And that's the 5-second call. Biff launching just right into that pack. Bouncing around until boom! Right out of the pack, and lead jammer.
Quick little hop on that apex. Luke is through. Luke Ness Monster through as well. About to re-engage, but it is called off. 4 more points being put up on the board for Toronto. 0 for Montreal.
Luke was just pumping those legs, getting
Flying.
around, just flying through. Oh.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Montreal, once they get out, are extremely quick and nimble. The problem is they're just not getting out first.
Yeah. And I know it seems simple. You know, you got to get out first. I know it seems simple, but it really is a core piece of strategy.
And it really is. And it's obvious that Toronto has practiced their whistle offense. Because
Fair.
as soon as the whistle is jumping off, they know exactly what they're doing, and they're pushing open these holes, and their jammers are breaking through in 5 seconds or less. So Toronto has been doing a very good job, and it's obvious they've been practicing that whistle start. So
Fair.
they get the offense right from the get-go.
All right, who looks like a team timeout's being called by Toronto. Yep, that's the...
So New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom-sewn to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. That is SEWCIOPAF. Wow. So much for being able to read letters.
You know, when you've been talking literally as long as we have today, these things happen. We've got Senior Wiener and Gentle Stan. Senior Wiener in the penalty box. Gentle Stan, lead jammer and on a power jam for Montreal. Gentle Stan trying to take the outside line, getting knocked out, coming back in. Now into turn 3, it's just Tara, and able to get through. 4 points on the board for Montreal, bringing them up to 50. Senior Wiener, Gentle Stan, fighting it out, coming out of turn 2.
Shoulder to shoulder, Senior Wiener turns around.
Oh, a big hit right in front of us. Senior Wiener in there, pushing with both those shoulders. Gentle Stan up on the toe stops. Senior Wiener able to get through, now on a scoring pass. Woo-hoo-hoo. That was tough. 8 points that time by Gentle Stan, bringing him up to 54. Going into Jam 11. Wow.
Absolutely incredible. That was, and that hit by Grimlock was just insane.
Absolutely insane.
All forward momentum that Senior Wiener had going into that hit was just
Stopped. We're back at it. It is D-Ray taking on Zombie Boy. D-Ray already out of the pack. Both teams a skater down. No, Montreal's 2 skaters down.
Sleep
Per
with a
Evil.
big recycle on Zombie Boy back to the jammer line.
Per Evil out of the penalty box.
And that jam is called off. 4 more points being put up for Toronto. And I'm going to attempt to spell this website again.
Uno mas.
Hopefully, my tongue will allow this to occur. So again, sociopath.ca, SEWCIOPATH.ca.
There you
For
go.
more details.
I knew you could do it. I had faith in you. We're going into Jam 12. We've got Biff
They
Malibu.
really do have great products. Don't
Yes.
let my slip of the tongues bring you from going to their website, because they have phenomenal items for sale.
Nobody blames you. You're doing just fine. We've got Luke Ness Monster out there in front, getting knocked around like a pinball. Coming out of turn 2. No, gets knocked to the outside, recycled back to turn 1. Luke Ness Monster needs to get through, grabbing those points.
Lucas
Oh.
Tryon being held up at the top of the apex, but getting some offensive help there by number 514.
Oh, there you go. There's 4 points on the board. Luke Ness Monster coming back around in that pack. Oh, big hit there by Sleep, the 2-2. All right, we've had ourselves a star pass to Pink Slamonade, and Luke Ness Monster calls it off with 4 points in the pocket. Sorry, 7 points in the pocket, bringing him up to 61. We're going into Jam 13, where everything goes wacky. So we will see what happens next.
I'm really looking forward to this jam, because the last time you said that, it really did get wonky.
It
and
does.
I want to see it.
It does. For some reason, Jam 13, something weird happens, but you never know. You never know. Oh, official review being called by Montreal. I wonder what they're officially reviewing. Whatever it is,
I believe they will get back to us here in a minute and let us know.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure it will be reviewed officially. So we've got that going for us.
And the Alt-Ref has been doing a very good job of coming over and letting us know exactly what occurred. We thank them for that, as well as all the other skating and non-skating officials who have volunteered their time and efforts for Battle of Bunker Hill.
Yeah, something to remember about roller derby is this is all volunteers. All volunteers. Nobody's getting paid. We're here because we're having fun, we're having a good time, and we are here for the love of the sport. So support your local roller derby league. That is the best thing that you can do. And if you don't know who your local roller derby league is, all you have to do, I swear, is type in your town or city name and then roller derby and hit enter. And you're going to find somebody close to you that is playing roller derby.
And if you're watching on Twitch and you don't know a whole lot about roller derby, and this is kind of your initiation into it, again, you can go and subscribe to Nerd Derby. Check out all the previous posts as well. There's a lot of stuff going on in the roller derby community. A huge growing sport. I believe we're going to get a link here in just a minute.
We're at games at Boomtown Roller Derby. There was a challenge. How about Prudhoe? What was it? Yeah, Prudhoe Bay, Alaska Roller Derby. Looks like we've got Rage City Roller Girls out of Anchorage.
Well, that's nowhere near.
Well, I mean, it's Alaska. Alaska's not that big, right? Sorry, bad joke.
Ooh. Prudhoe Bay's up there. Yeah, Prudhoe Bay's a little far for Anchorage.
Considering you can only drive that way a few times a year.
Yeah, you'd pretty much have to fly. Have to get one of those aerial Ubers.
Maybe Fairbanks.
Fairbanks might have a team. But again, depending on the time of year, that one still might be a little rough.
You can fly right out of Denmark's last.
However, if you are in an area that doesn't have roller derby and you're interested, the other option is you can always start a team.
Just do it your own darn self. That's what they did out here. All right, so the official review. Red wanted a cutting penalty on the Toronto Jammer. They could not figure out who had the superior position, so they are not going to get that track cut penalty, and Montreal loses their official review.
And Senior Wiener is out there for Toronto. Gentle stand for Montreal. Senior Wiener is the lead jammer and has just put up 4 points.
By the way, if you're a member of Rage City Roller Girls, I would love to hear from you. 100%. I'd love to see you out here. I want to see you guys come on out and skate on the East Coast. It'll be absolutely fantastic. You'll be treated like the kings and queens you are. Just like that, 16 points on the board. Toronto Roller Derby scraping the double century mark. Montreal at 61.
Got about 11 minutes left in the game.
Here we go. That is D-Ray and Zombie Boy at it again.
We are getting into jam number 14, so the jams on this half are going much longer than the first half as well.
D-Ray getting out of the pack first. Zombie Boy out of the pack with Star Silk in hand. Oh, D-Ray, that's a track cut. Zombie Boy now on a power jam.
And Zombie Boy breaks through the pack, putting up 4 points for Montreal.
Zombie Boy needing to collect those points like collecting Pokemon. Get out there and collect them all. 10 minutes left on the clock.
Massive hits by Toronto, though, are going to slow down Zombie Boy.
Oh!
And a track cut now being issued to Zombie Boy. That is going to give Toronto a power jam opportunity. About 45 seconds left in this jam. It will go the full 2 minutes. And there is a straw poll out right now. You want to find out exactly what form you are watching us on.
Yeah, I'm curious. How are you watching it? Are you watching it on your phone? Are you watching it on your tablet? Are you streaming it to your TV? How are you watching this? How are you enjoying the Battle of Bunker Hill this weekend?
I can let you know on the tournaments that I can't be there personally. When I watch Nerd Derby on Twitch, I stream it to my TV.
Nice.
I like being able to sit back on my couch. I know a lot of other people who end up watching it on the computer, and they're usually the ones that can type back and forth.
Ah, fair.
So it would be interesting to see, to figure out if people that are watching on their TVs get up and go type on the computer that you're watching, that you're streaming. Oh yeah.
See,
or you can watch it on your phone, or you can type on your phone that you're watching it on your TV as well.
This is why I love the Roku. You can get all of the apps for everything. It's ecosystem agnostic.
Oh, except Twitch.
Oh, because it's owned by Amazon. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Look at that. Luke Ness Monster.
Yep. Go ahead.
No, Luke Ness Monster was out of the pack. It looked like they were first, but no, it was Biff Malibu. Toronto Roller Derby sneaking up to 205. Montreal Roller Derby not able to get any points that time around, and we've got 8 minutes left in this bout. Oh my heck. We're going to get that 5-second whistle in just a moment, and then we're going to see Senior Wiener take on Gentle Stan.
Senior Wiener trying to take that inside
Oh!
line. Gentle Stan takes the outside.
Nicely
works out
done.
in his favor. Picks up lead jammer status for Montreal.
Oh, that was good. That was good stuff right there. Gentle Stan needing to get back around the pack, moving very quickly. Oh!
Gentle Stan gets knocked to the outside, tries to call it off. Senior Wiener, however, able to pick up 2 points on that jam. Gentle Stan picking 3, so cutting the differential a little bit.
Oh.
So that was a 3-2 jam in favor of Montreal. And we will see number 12 coming up to the line for Montreal. Lost the... How did we lose Montreal? This is Toronto.
Oh, looks like a team timeout being called for Toronto. Toronto hanging out, taking a quick breather.
And if I was correct, it was number 12 that was coming up to the line for Montreal. That is Toad de Soyer. We'll see here in a second who Toronto decides to put up on the line. And again, we have about 7 minutes remaining. Toronto 207, Montreal 68. And again, we have the next game coming up here in about 20 minutes. And that is, again, going to be Mohawk Valley versus Mass Maelstrom. So another MRD8 game. And again, Mass Maelstrom are the hosts of Battle of Bunker Hill 2019.
And they are taking good care of the volunteers here today. No complaints. Todd Solier taking on Death Ray.
And it looks like Toad de Soyer is out first. However, a forearm penalty will send Toad de Soyer to the penalty box.
Toad getting 30 seconds to think about what they've done, while D-Ray gets a chance to pick up some more of them beautiful, beautiful points out there. It's per evil Buddy Ollie, but no, D-Ray able to bust right through the pack, reforming at turn 4. D-Ray leisurely coming around. D-Ray getting in there with the shoulders, busting out of that pack, grabbing 4 more points. Toad
Massive
back on the
hit
track.
there.
Yeah, that, ooh.
Spencer Sleep. Wow.
I know, Spencer Sleep really going to town on these poor jammers. Again, this is one of those great reasons why I am here behind the mic. I am a delicate flower. I am not going to be able to take that kind of punishment out there. No, 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 no.
I might be able to. That doesn't mean I want to. 'Cause that looked like it hurt.
It all looks like it hurts. Oh, my heck.
So coming back up on the line is going to be Biff Malibu for Toronto. And unfortunately, it looks like Montreal is going to start with a jammer in the penalty box. That is number 42, Luke Ness Monster.
Oh, looks like they're calling for a timeout once again. That is an official timeout, it looks like.
And if I'm reading the hand signals correctly, it looks like it might have been a high block penalty that was issued to Luke Ness Monster.
Oh, man, we've got less than 5 minutes to go. And they are going to be fighting for every single point. Montreal starting at least one skater down. Yep, looks like one skater down in the penalty box. Biff Malibu wearing the star for Toronto when we get back up and running. There's the 5-second whistle. Biff Malibu getting knocked to the outside on the power start, gets through first.
Just Tara, I saw that right from the get-go, had positioned herself perfectly to open up that inside lane. So, I mean, literally what happened was Biff Malibu showed to the outside, showed to the outside, showed to the outside. She positioned herself for that lane to be empty, and he just jumped right to the inside lane to pick up that lead jammer status. Another outstanding move done by Toronto, and it was perfectly set up.
Yeah, Just Tara's really been an enforcer out there. Just amazing, amazing blocking and amazing moves, working that offense, and that's really been helping Toronto with this with this score accumulation.
What I'm liking about being able to see Toronto has been very, very purposeful in their movements.
Fair.
They've been patient, they've waited, they make sure that the lane is open before they take it, and a lot of that isn't necessarily, I mean, obviously we talk about the jammers because they're the ones that are scoring the points.
Of course.
But it's the defense that has been opening up these lanes.
Completely. And it really looks like that's something that they work on every single time, is opening up those lanes, letting that jammer get past.
And having the patience to wait for their opportunity instead of trying to force it.
Yeah.
That's also been, helping them out because neither team has been in penalty trouble.
True.
That extra little bit of patience also means that it's going to be a cleaner game, so you have all of your skaters out there for each and every single play.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, I'm not going to lie. We're at, 2:41. Yeah, the next game is scheduled to start at 3 p.m. We're probably going to be a little behind on that schedule, but we're going to get back to the action as soon as we can. We are in a team timeout. Montreal is calling a team timeout. They've got 2 skaters in the penalty box, including their pivot. And there's the 5-second call.
And Toronto looks like they have their pivot in the penalty box as well. However, they are standing. Senior Wiener picks up lead jammer status quickly. That was, again, less.
Just right on the outside. It was a clear lane. It was like taking the carpool lane past the traffic. Just slid right by. Yeah, that's really tough. Montreal with 3 skaters on the track, one of them being the jammer. That means it's really tough to put up a decent defense. We've got less than 3 minutes to go. 8 points scored that time by Toronto, bringing them up to 231.
Zombie Boy coming up in the line for Montreal, facing off against D-Ray for Toronto.
D-Ray getting through once again. Zombie Boy having trouble getting past the defense. That's how you do it, a hop, skip, and a jump.
All of a sudden, the entire box gets cleared out. Of course, as I say that, a Toronto skater is on their way. However, now it is a Toronto skater in the penalty box, so Montreal has a full squad out there.
That is 51-39. Armand Hammer in the penalty box for Toronto.
Another name we have called out a few times today.
True. All right, both teams, one skater in the penalty box. We've got less than 2 minutes to go. I'm not gonna do the announcer curse. I'm not gonna do it.
Say it.
Not gonna do it this time. But that's Biff Malibu, number 151, Luke Ness Monster. Who's gonna take that outside line?
Both trying the inside, both trying the outside, juking and jiving.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough. Biff Malibu almost to the outside, now trying to get through on the inside.
Luke Ness
Almost
Monster
makes it.
continuing to fight against a tripod braced by sleep. So you know that's not going to get too far.
Biff able to get through, now lead jammer. Lead jammer. Oh, whoa. Luke Ness Monster going head of tea kettle there.
And an outstanding recycle by Rance Gal against Biff. However, did not slow him down long as he picks up an additional 4 more points.
30 seconds left. We've got 50 seconds left on the jam timer. Biff Malibu coming back around. That's 8 points so far. Senior Wiener made 24 points in a jam on this game. Biff Malibu coming back around. The period clock is timing down. We've got 5 seconds left on the period clock, 25 seconds left on the jam timer. Looks like Biff Malibu calls it off, and that, my friends, is the end. Montreal Roller Derby hanging out at 68. Toronto grabbing 247 points. Santa Vaca, that was a tough one. Toronto really kicked some butt out there.
Toronto came out early, came out hard, and was able to maintain a dominant lead jammer percentage. That in and of itself, I think, really kind of swung the momentum in their favor, and they just retained it.
Absolutely.
Montreal had a really hard time right at the get-go. Did some very good things throughout. Never really got defeated, but I think eventually it was just Toronto just kind of ended up overpowering. But a very good job by Montreal, and I cannot wait to see the rest of their games this weekend.
Again, it's a silly thing. You get out there first, you're going to win it. Well, that was fun. We're going to be back in a little bit for the next game. I've been Oso Blanco Fabuloso.
And I've been Q.
We'll see you soon.